Oh, just a second.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the FPL Banger Show. My name is Siva. I'm joined by Sam. Sam, we are alive.
Yeah, it's been a while, Siva. It's been a while. Took a break for Christmas, which extended into the new year, which extended into the first 2 weeks of the new year. But we're back. We're back. So, and I don't know if it's a coincidence that we're back just because we did really well last week. Well, the last two games hasn't been played yet, so I'm speaking maybe in advance, but not a bad game week from us, I think.
All right. Let's for the people who don't like hearing about content creators game weeks, let's get it out of the way, Sam. So this is your team, Sam. 83 points. I was quite happy with my game week because I won a green arrow, and then suddenly I looked at your score before coming on. I mean, how have you managed this?
But we are recording before the United game, so your Ahmad punt and everyone who has Bruno, it may pay off. But still, I don't think it'll take away from this week. It's been good. Supposed to be 84 until FPL reduced Robinson's bonus for whatever reason that may be. I mean, the man got 2 assists, man. Give him a bonus point at just 1. Come on.
Conceded 3 goals as well. So I think as a fellow Robinson owner. But no, very impressed, Sam. So you're up to 180k. I'm on the cusp of 100k. I think.
Yeah,
a good
I'm
Christmas,
catching
I'd
up,
say.
Siva, again. Catching up.
I am. This is me. As you said before, we go into the United game on 70 points. I'm around 120k. I think about 10 points ahead of you. So
yeah, but
I mean,
our teams are so similar, Siva. It's annoying. We basically have like 3 different players, I think.
Who do you have? Okay, I've got Ahmad. I've got Jackson.
I have
Trent. Yeah, 3.
Instead of Ahmad, I have. Oh no, I'm running with four midfielders. Instead of Ahmad, I have Wood, basically, and instead of Trent, I have Munoz, and that's basically the only difference in our squad for now.
That's crazy. I think that's a good topic to talk about, right? Because I see a lot of complaints. I go on Reddit and Twitter and stuff, and I see a lot of people complain like, "Oh, boring, same template teams. Hate this game. This game has become just very, unpopular. People are dissatisfied with the fact." How do you feel about that?
Well, it's not our fault that every team is kind of shit, and so we are left with such a small pool of players. You know what I mean? Like the template formed because these are the only players who are returning every week, right? Bar a few. I think there's basically like 6 or 7 players who returns consistently, and for lack of option, we have no choice. So it's not our fault. Blame the teams.
But I think FPL is all about waiting for the right moment, right? And so now we come up to a double game week. We've got the fixtures here. You'll find this on Reddit FPL, Smaug MD. Go follow him. And double game week, Sam, double game week 24. Surely this has to shake up the template, right? I mean, triple Liverpool, triple Everton under David Moyes. He's going to change. He's going to turn Iliman Ndiaye into Kevin Mirallas. He's going to turn Calvert-Lewin into Marcus Bent or something, or Duncan Ferguson. I don't know. One of those things.
Flaney come back out of retirement. Sign him in the January window.
Seamus Coleman is still at the club, so
yeah. I don't know. I feel it's really underwhelming, and people are putting too much into it. Liverpool, I mean, we're all gonna captain Salah, obviously, in that double game week. And then who else can you have? 1 defender, Trent, maybe, although they haven't really been keeping clean sheets, and 2 away games against Bournemouth, who have been really good this year. And then against Everton, who, is a derby and stuff. Other than that, who are you going to get? Jota, Yeah, sorry, Siva. Go ahead.
The last ever derby at Goodison Park, by the way.
So big game. And who's going to be your third Liverpool player? Jota, minutes. None of them have saved minutes. Not even Diaz, not Jota. Gakpo, maybe. I don't know. None of them really inspire me with confidence. Perhaps if you're going to wildcard in game week 25, then, okay, let's take a 1 week one double game week punt on some of these guys. But long term, I don't think their minutes are nil. And long term, do you really want that many Everton players in your squad? Come on.
I mean, the good thing about Everton's double at least is Leicester have been really bad. They have lost what 6 games in a row under Van Nistelrooy. Sorry, they made it 7 right yesterday. So they've conceded the most goals in the league since Steve Cooper was sacked. I think it's 20 plus in 10 games. You assume Everton win that game, and then you take whatever you get against Liverpool as a bonus. I imagine Pickford will be pretty popular. Maybe Ashley Young.
Hmm.
Cash. Yes, Ashley Young with a straight face. Ashley Young's been pretty good
But
this
actually,
season.
yeah. He had that run of games, like 8 games or something, where he returned.
Keeps
Things have
hauling.
kind
Yeah.
of gone to shit since then, but still potential 2 home games. I wouldn't mind taking a punt on one Everton defender, but I think that's probably the limit of where I'm willing to go.
Yeah, I think the issue with Everton is you still have to carry them, right? And you expect them to lose to Palace. You expect them to lose to United. Do you really want to keep a hold of these guys? And is it really it's a double game week in name only, right? It's just plus 2 points against Liverpool. They're losing that game.
Maybe one.
Uh, yeah, it could be one. Yeah, they're probably conceding a fair few goals. So, and since Sam, kind of organically, you sort of brought this up, and I don't know whether we haven't discussed this, but as you say, right, there's maybe at best 2 Liverpool assets you want for this double game week. A third feels like you're forcing it, uh, and you don't really want anybody from Everton. Why not play this chip, the assistant manager chip?
Hmm.
Because so one thing, a refresher for those who don't remember the many rules about this chip, which is way too complex for this game. The system manager chip takes up a slot from a team, so you can't have triple Liverpool plus Arne Slot. So Arne Slot would be your third Liverpool pick, which kind of resolves the first issue, which is you're maximizing the double game week. You're
Yeah.
using a chip. You're getting 3 Liverpool because you're happy to have Arne Slot. He's not going to get benched. I mean, he's on the bench, but he's not going to get benched. Um, Arne Slot. Okay, so we laughed about the assistant manager chip beforehand, right? But if you think about it, let's just do some maths, right? Everyone's going to captain Salah. Some people will triple captain Salah. Let's say triple captain Salah scores, let's be generous. Let's say he scores 30 points. So that's 90 points. Okay.
Oh,
Let's say,
that's up there. Okay.
so that's up there, right?
It is a
It's not the,
lot. Siva.
let's be generous. Let's say that triple captain really bangs, right? But
Okay.
let's say
Yeah.
you are someone who's either already played your triple captain or you're using the assistant manager chip instead. So you're going to captain Salah, which means you will get 60 points, 30 times 2. So to make up that balance, 30 points. Now, the first thing is Liverpool play 2 games. Let's assume they win both games 2-0. Okay? Nothing too ambitious. For a win, you get 6 points. For a goal, you get 1 point. So two goals, you get 8 points. Clean sheet, you get another 2. That's 10 points. 10 times 2, 20. Arne Slot has already given you 10, 20 points from this one double game week. And then he's still in play for the next week when they play Wolves, where they'll probably win, what, 5-0? He gets you
I don't
more
know about
points
the
there.
nail, but yeah,
Okay,
the
5-1,
win.
whatever. The point is, Arne Slot is probably going to make up whatever the triple captain does. And just to sort of bring this to tie it all up, there is a possibility. It's really, I think it's about 25% from what I've read from Ben Krellin. There is a possibility that Spurs may have a double in 25, in game week
Hmm.
25, because they're in all the cups still. If they progress in all of the cups, there won't be a space for their game week 29 game against Fulham. So that could be brought forward to 25. If that happens, suddenly the assistant manager chip just blows the triple captain out of the water because, well, in theory, because you get to play
In
Arne
theory.
Slot in 24. Yeah. You get to transfer him out to whoever this was the Spurs manager. Ange. Well, how do I forget Ange? Yeah, Ange. And then you can use another transfer, get somebody even better for the final week. So the point is, what I'm trying to make is, are we being hasty? You and I still have triple captain. Those of us who have it, are we being too obvious by just going for triple captain when maybe the ass man is right there?
True. I like it, Siva. I like this kind of outside of the box thinking. You got the gears turning in my head, although I am thinking, you know what? Maybe a moist system. After all you need is one win in these 3 weeks, and he's getting like 10 points straight away. One sneaky 1-0 draw against a team who is 5 places higher, which is basically almost everyone for Everton.
Not Leicester, sadly, but yes.
Yeah, not Leicester, but you get what I'm saying? Just one sneaky upset, and bam, you're straight. It's like 20 points or something like that.
It's tough, right? Also, another thing to bear in mind is these matches do cost money. So Moyes is 0.5 million. Arneslot's 1.5.
Exactly.
So
Do you have 1.5, Siva? Especially if you're going to be spending on Trent for the double game week. Anyway, ever since this chip was released, I knew immediately that I will use it on a relegation or someone down the table, because it's no fun if you're going to use it on slot or someone like that. Have some excitement in your life, Siva. Like I said, all you need in this 3 game weeks is probably one sneaky upset, 1-0, something like that. And it pretty much can almost match a top manager.
No, I'm with you. And I think what's perhaps maybe sort of to go with your theory, right? The assistant manager chip's kind of cool in the sense that you can shoot for an even higher haul by picking someone that's really low. Is that if you look at the table now, right? Man United, 15th. Spurs, 13th.
Yes. So
Everton,
United can get a lot of points just by beating someone in the top half of the table.
yeah, I mean, you gamble on United when they play Brighton, for example. Yeah, it's not easy. Or they play Fulham. Fulham are more than 5 places above United right now. That could be your gamble, and you sort of take it. Now, the only issue with the assistant manager chip is it's over 3 game weeks, and it blocks you out from all chips. So you need to kind of commit to this and stick with it. That's one thing. You need to have the
But at the
transfers to
same
move
time,
around.
yeah, that's true. But at the same time, you also don't want to use it counterintuitively. You don't want to use it when they have good fixtures. That's what I would say. Right? Like if United were to play 3 relegation teams, I would not use it. Because we're too near, you don't get the extra 10 points. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. So my point is United and Spurs are still quite bad now. They may not be. I doubt United will be 15th come game week 36, right? So maybe now is the time to strike. Maybe you do go in while United are still struggling, because if United are playing Bournemouth, you would. Oh well, they just lost 3-0, right? But you know what I mean, right? Now's the time to go, because these so-called big teams haven't recovered yet. Like West Ham look prime for sort of beating a team ahead of them. Everton, you would think so.
Oh
As an
I am
example,
interested in West Ham. New manager.
yeah. So if you go to All About FPL, great friends of the pod, they posted this on Twitter a few days ago. If you had used this chip on Oliver Glasner at Crystal Palace last season for his run from game week 34 to 36, Palace beat West Ham 5-2. They beat Newcastle 2-0. They drew 1-1 with Fulham. They beat United 4-0. Glasner got 67 points in these 4 games.
So it could work out really well. Of course, it's a gamble, right? But it could really work out not picking a top team.
Yeah. So I think to your point, right? This is like a high variance, but could be really high reward kind of chip. And maybe to that end, you don't use it in game week 24 on Arne slot, because that's just too obvious. And best case scenario, you're not going to get that massive mega haul. You'll just get something respectable.
Yeah, like 30 points or something, 20 points maybe.
Yeah, too boring. You want to get 100-point haul. You want to somehow just...
Exactly. Let's put it on Southampton. Yeah, but we're still some weeks away, so you can only use it in game week 24. So we still have some weeks to think, but just some food for thought for all you listeners out there.
Yeah. And one last point about that, Spurs might have a double. Here's another problem with that, right? Just to take you back to the schedule. This double game week 24 is really weird. Liverpool play Bournemouth. And then they have 2 games in between that. They play, I think it's Plymouth in the FA Cup. They play Spurs in the Carabao Cup. Then only do they play Everton. That double game week 25, even if it's provisionally announced, say like they say this could happen if this result happens, it will not be confirmed until 24 has ended, because game week 24 starts, then only do Liverpool play Spurs in the second leg of the Carabao Cup semi. Spurs are leading 1-0 from the first leg.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
not only are you first hoping, and we assume the Premier League will announce in advance if this is their plan. So let's say they haven't announced that, okay, we expect a double game week 25 if Spurs beat Liverpool in the second leg. You still need to activate your assistant manager chip in 24 and hope that Spurs beat Liverpool at Anfield or don't lose. And that means you're placing your entire, your hopes and fears on Ange, Postecoglou, and Spurs.
Yeah.
And I don't feel so good about that.
Agreed. Let's see. There's still some weeks away. What I would like to look for is a lower table team who has like 2 home games in a row or something like that against top teams. Because I think that's the highest chance for you to sneak a result in.
Well, here's what I would say is don't think about it that way. Just find 3 fixtures. You can use transfers. I think people keep forgetting that.
No, but you don't want 3 very good fixtures. You don't want them playing 2 relegation teams in those 3. You want some tough fixtures. So I'll find.
Yes.
I think I'll find a spot where you have like 2 hard home games in a row. That sounds good.
Yeah, I think it'll take some moving around. Everton has some nice fixtures coming up in the back end of the season, and they're so far down that I think that kind of team, Everton, Wolves, those are the kind of teams that you gamble that Everton might beat a Brighton, you gamble that Wolves might beat a Fulham. I think that's what you're kind of aiming for. You gamble that Nottingham Forest, at some point, Nottingham Forest got to lose a game, and they're so far up, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
So,
Some nice food for thought. We'll think about it, and when it's close, when the chip is released, maybe we can talk about like potential users.
Yeah, we'll assess this as we come closer to the day. So, bearing in mind, staying on sort of double game week, because I feel like the double game week, I saw a lot of people saving a transfer this week, and with respect to these people and their teams, they needed, in my view, to make a transfer. A lot of them have players who kind of need to go. These people have Solanke. These people have João Pedro is not a bad pick, but they've got players along those lines, right? Who Martinelli, I transferred out Martinelli this week. He didn't even start. And people have been holding their transfers. They're hoarding their transfers because they want to have 5 going into double game week 24. As you and I have discussed, we don't think double game week 24 is that great. There are 2 picks at most. And if we're being honest with ourselves, there's only 1 pick that we really want. And Trent is just sort of he's there because of aura, right? He's there the same reason United bought Ronaldo back. You're living in the past. So with that in mind, let's talk about single game week players, Sam. We're coming into game week 22. So ignore the first column here. Forest play Southampton. Now, you, Sam, of course, smarter than me, you never sold Chris Wood. You kept on to him. You've held on to Wood. You've always had Wood. You've got Wood from the beginning, and you've held on to him. Held on hard.
And love for Wood has been hard and strong since the beginning.
Yeah, and I unfortunately made the very hard decision to sell Chris Wood a few weeks ago, and have been consistently kicked in the nuts as he continues to score every week. I'm going to bring Chris Wood back in this week, but I see people posting online saying this is a short-sighted decision. You're missing out on the you're not focusing on the double game week, and Forest fixtures are quite bad anyway because after this they play what? Well,
I mean,
they aren't great.
I think they are almost fixture-proof right now. By the way, Chris Wood is fixture-proof. He's been scoring against anyone, so it doesn't matter. He's staying in my team the whole season. I see no reason why to take him out. But I did see this stat though. What was it? Nico Jackson has had 8 XG in his past don't know how many games, which is more than Chris Wood has had the entire season. It's like in the past 5 games, he has, I don't know, something like that. Anyway, point is, Wood is an elite level finisher, the likes we have never seen before since Maradona. He's staying my team. This is where I'm going for a differential, Siva, because I already have Wood. So I'm going for a defensive transfer,
Okay. So, okay,
which a lot
before
of people
you
don't have
move,
the luxury to make, I think.
I'm thrilled I certainly don't have the luxury, and nor do I care about my defense because nobody keeps cleans anyway. But I'll come to your defense. Let's just sort of finish up on forwards, right? So Chris
Nobody
Wood,
keeps cleans except for Forrest. Let me
that's
correct
true.
you there,
That's true.
Siva.
Which probably tells me what your transfer is going to be. But let's talk forwards briefly, right? So yeah, Nico Jackson. I'm wearing my Senegal kit today because I'm saying goodbye to Nico Jackson, but not this week. To be fair, because it's Wolves, and I'm willing to give him one sort of final farewell. He goes into game week 23 for me. Yeah, he's been, unfortunately, he's just Nico Jackson, and at the end of the day, he had a decent spell of form, but he's back to what he used to be, which is uh, like all Chelsea attackers, right? A lot of shots, not much action, can't convert, can't finish. Very raw talent, still very young, so I guess this was bound to happen at some point.
Yep.
Nico Jackson aside, right? So Chris Wood, okay, I agree with you. I think you got to have Chris Wood. He's just too consistent and still very cheap for what he offers. Isak, everybody has. If you don't have, can't help you. Third forward, Sam, someone very interesting.
I'm gonna guess it. Siva, is it Mateta?
It is. So we obviously we post an article every week before the game week with all our picks, and I had Mateta in this week. Scored 7 points, very solid. Palace fixtures look really good. Like if you didn't have a double game week 24, I think you'd be looking at him.
I agree, which is why I brought Munoz in earlier, and he probably would be my transfer next week. Like we said, Nico Jackson to Mateta. But however, if that's the transfer you're making, Siva, then I will change my plan because I don't want to be the same as you. I can't catch up to you if I'm to have the same team, you know?
I'm straight. I mean, then it's just down to your chip strategy, mate. But it's okay. You don't have Ahmad, and I'm gonna have Ahmad's hat trick tonight, so I wouldn't worry about it too much. Is there any other forward that we're missing out on? Because it feels I don't think there's anyone.
Well, Cunha is on the way back. So
He did come on yesterday.
He did come on. And fixtures don't look good, admittedly.
Do not look good.
However, Wolves, I mean, they did pretty... No. They score. Or at least they used to. I don't know how they'll be now.
I mean, they're still posting chances. They're getting XG, but these fixtures are awful, right? Chelsea, Arsenal, Villa, Liverpool. This is trash fixtures.
Other than that, Siva, now that's it. That's it. See what I mean when I said earlier in the pod that there's lack of options? It's not our fault that there's a template. Blame the players for all being kind of shit.
That should be the title this week. Players all kind of shit. Okay, let's move on, right? So forwards, yeah, Chris Wood, Isak, Mateta. Let's talk midfield. Okay, so everybody's got Salah. We're fine. Everyone's got Cole Palmer. Fair. A United midfielder, you seem very convinced, Sam, is not necessary. I think you're wrong. I guess we'll find out tonight.
Talking about Ahmad. Or Bruno. Yeah. It's really annoying because United was shit 3 games in a row. I had Ahmad for those 3 games. Sold him. Immediately returned, not even in the league, but in the league and then in the cup, and now everyone's back on United midfielders. I don't know. I'm being perhaps a pessimistic United fan. I'm okay not owning any United players, but this is biasness. This is not the way to play FPL, guys. Do not follow my example. Get the players you think will do well despite of what your club biases may be.
I'm curious, right? Because independent of the United result, let's assume they beat Southampton, which we... If it's not the case, then you ignore this section, you skip past it, right? These are good fixtures. You had 2 really good performances against Liverpool, and then you beat Arsenal with 10 men. Surely, is this not the start of something new? Does it not feel so right?
It's promising. However, kind of the way United play, I still think we struggle to put chances away, especially against teams that defend with more bodies, struggled to break them down. Against Arsenal, I don't know what's happening in that game. Like, I don't know why Arsenal were not able to kill off the game. So I don't think it's so much United were good. I think it's more that Arsenal were kind of bad. Siva, Arsenal fan.
I think you're being extremely unkind on United. I mean, yes, Arsenal should have won in the sense that they had way too many chances, but I think a lot of that was down to the 10 men, right? I don't think Arsenal were running that game, and I think you're being harsh on United, and I think you're maybe overselling these fixtures. I don't think Brighton sit back. Don't think Fulham sit back. Palace maybe. Spurs don't ever sit back, mate. It's not who we are, mate. So
Yeah, not Spurs. Spurs is all right. That's a high scoring
yeah.
fixture right there. Both teams can't defend and can only attack. So
Yeah. So I feel like a United midfielder feels if you're talking about midfield picks, right? So after Parma Salah, United mid for me. Um,
do you know who I'm
Anybody else?
interested in the mids, Sivaram?
Mm.
Another United academy product who is now not playing for United. Anthony Ilanga, who has returned 6 game weeks in a row now. It's a damn good run. And he's cheaper than Ahmad. He's only 5.2. Now, we did say earlier, Forest fixtures maybe not that good. However, they have been scoring against anyone and doing well against anyone. So, Anthony Ilanga.
Yeah, I mean, you already have Chris Wood, Sam, so I'm surprised Ilanga's not your move in this week.
Yeah, I just feel a defensive transfer probably. I want a Forest defender. Basically, I think they are long-term transfer. I can put one in, leave him in my squad for the rest of the season. I'll probably be happy with that.
I agree. So I think just to wrap up on midfielders, and I think this is why you and I both made this move last week for 19 points, mind you. Brian Mbomo, still in a class of his own, right?
Yeah, I mean, he didn't return against City, but still, it's just one game. And he did pretty
Shot
well.
cleared off the line.
Yeah, shot clear off the line. Brentford had more XG than City in that game, by the way. So
Yeah.
they still do well at home, which is part of the reason why I didn't mind bringing him in, because the next two fixtures at that time was City and Liverpool. Tough fixtures, but both at home. Brentford can score at home, and if they were to score, most of the time, this week was the exception, but most of the time, Mbemo will be involved. So yeah, happy Mbemo.
And I think that's midfield done, right? And we just sort of wrap up on Liverpool, right? I guess you're not considering Gakpo, Diaz, Jota, right?
I say Gakpo is probably, he looks like the safest Liverpool midfield pick, I guess. Minutes seem the most safe, at least. Well, I mean, not midfield, it's a forward, so yeah.
Yeah.
But as a third Liverpool player, his minutes seems the most safe. However, I don't know. Just none of them really excite me, so not really too keen on any of them.
Yeah. Agree. Yeah, the returns don't particularly interest me. I guess come back to midfielders. Eze, Ebre Eze.
Eze's been doing well. Yeah, good fixtures too. So Mateta seems like a better transfer, especially because there's lack of options in the forward slots. But if you are looking to make a midfield transfer, I would consider Mateta.
Eze, you mean? Yeah, but yeah. Agree.
Sorry, I would consider
Yeah.
Eze. That's right.
Yeah. I think a point to remember is that Mateta has been taking pens recently, so he seems to have taken that off Eze. And so I think that does make him the better pick. Let's talk defense, right? Okay, so you're bringing in a Forest guy. Who is the Forest transfer?
Ola Aina, whose price has risen up like crazy. However, I still feel it's worth it because he's a crazy bonus point magnet. He's had the most bonus points of all defenders so far this season.
That's crazy, right?
Yeah.
If someone told you at the start of the season, Ola Aina.
At 4.5. Any of you got him early, they'll,
And
credit
he
to
went
you.
down. He went to 4.4. And I was thinking, oh, maybe I should consider this, but nah, who transfers in a Forest defender? And now 21 game
Yeah.
weeks later, man. That's crazy.
So Olaina, really good steal. I think still worth it at 5.3. However, if you can't afford that much, I think Murillo is a good option too, who also he's only 4 bonus points behind Aina, and he's a whole 0.7 cheaper. So maybe Murillo instead. of course, there's also their goalkeeper Sels, who has been doing really, really well. So
Do
one
you do
of
you
these three, I guess, Siva.
do you indulge in a mid-season goalkeeper transfer, Sam? I feels like that is the least Sam thing to do.
My instincts are telling me no. However, I do want to get rid of Raya.
Yeah, I feel
So
you, man.
I
I
have
feel
two
you.
options now, Siva. Like I could run with my existing defense and then go Raya to Sels instead, or I could take out, say, Lewis, who has been really disappointing, and go for Aina Murillo. Continue with Raya. So it's an option to make. But basically, Forest defend Civ player. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm down with that. Yeah, I guess the defender is a bigger priority. You would think. I mean, who do Arsenal play? Villa, Wolves, City. I mean, surely they have to keep it clean against Wolves, right? I mean, even Arsenal. But yeah, game
Yeah.
week 24 might be the exit point, and then maybe you.
There's
Although
that,
game
but
week,
there's also the fact that Raya is, I feel now, is too expensive at 5.5. So
that's
some
true.
savings there to reinvest in other parts of the team.
Yeah,
So
especially if
yeah,
you need to use that, you need money for that assmanship later down the line. Raya's probably got
exactly,
to go.
exactly. That point
Yeah.
5 that you can save going Raya to Sales can go a long way. That's basically the price of David Moyes.
True, true, true. I mean, facts. Okay, so other defenders, right? So get a Forest defender. Anthony Robinson, fixture proof. This man starts every week for me now.
I told you. I told you from the start, Siva. He's never left my team since I first got him in Game Week 1. I think he's the only player in my squad who has been here since Game Week 1.
Captain America, man. He can do this all day. He just keeps going up and down. And I
Yeah,
mean, good fixtures as
9,
well for Fulham.
the most assists in the league now, by the way, with 9.
Fair play.
What more can you want for? I think should have Robinson, should have a Newcastle defender, preferably Hall by now. Although I think if you can't afford it, Dan Burn is not that bad either.
What is Hall's price? Because I bought him at 4.4. I mean,
He's 4.9 right now,
ooh.
so pretty expensive. I bought Hall in, so I brought in this week. Got a clean sheet for me. I'm happy with that. Dan Burn is cheaper. Hall has slightly more attacking potential. I mean, you say that he has 4 assists this season, which is decent, but it came in 3 games. So other than that, bonus points, he has 9. And how much does Burn have? Not that far off, I think. So if you can afford the extra money, go for Hall. If you can't, I think then Burn is perfectly fine. Yeah, Burn has 5 bonus points. So it's only 4 difference, not that big a difference.
I don't know. I'd be wary of Burn because you still got Botman and Shah hanging around. Obviously all their fitness issues
Perhaps.
and
Yeah.
Lloyd Kelly. I think that.
But I think Howe is the kind of manager who will not simply change their team, you know? Like if Denver has been doing well, which he kind of has, there's no reason to change it. You could
But
go for a goalkeeper transfer though now. That's the big saving because Dubravka is only 4.3.
I looked at this, and Pope is supposedly due to return end of Jan. That's the target. So I think
A bit
Dubravka's
too late. Too late for that.
yeah, a bit too late. I think Dubravka's time is limited. So no. And yeah, I guess this is the fact that we have sort of reached Lewis Hall already kind of tells you just how template it is because there isn't anybody else.
Hmm.
I don't like if you don't already have an Arsenal defender, you're not going to transfer in one now. You're not going to go for United defender as much as we like United. Well, I think United fixtures are decent. Who do you even get from United in defense? I have no idea.
Masraoui, I think.
Is he even nailed? Because they played
He
Diallo at right wing back, right?
he is nailed. I think, but he's nailed more because of his versatility, I think.
Mm.
Like he could play the wing backs, he could play as a right centre back, although the lead is back.
Can't play number 10 of
Yeah. So yeah, but I think Mazraoui,
course, as
I
we
mean,
found out
for his
under Ten Hag.
price, yeah. And Mazraoui's price at 4.4, probably a decent punt, I guess, at that cheap.
A punt. Let's not say decent, huh? Let's not oversell this.
I think to get any United defender is a punt. So if you're gonna take that punt,
Danny
you
Mo-
might as well go for the cheapest possible starter.
okay, fair. Let's talk Daniel Munoz because I was never sold on this move and I never had him, but you have had him. So how's it been?
He got a clean sheet this week. Other than that, nothing. Although, the good run of fixtures continue. I got him at 4 point, I want to say 5. So when he was a bit cheaper. And it was
Yeah, people
basically,
keep
good fixtures coming up. I needed to make a defensive transfer. I got him in. Simple as that. Don't have high
yeah, but people
expectations.
keep you say you don't have high expectations, but people on Twitter keep telling me he's the next Mycon or something like he's good. He's just racking up XG every week, and he's 50 pointers just in the it's coming soon.
Yeah, I don't put my hope that high on defenders. So some attacking threat is fine. I'm okay with that. I'm not gonna overhype him.
Yeah, and I don't think that these fixtures are defensively great for Palace in my view. Like I don't think Potter West Ham already look much more attacking, even though they have no available forwards.
And they were
Brentford,
gifted
no
the
Brentford.
2 goals, kind of.
That's true. I mean, the Fulham goals are the.
So we don't know how they'll be against a competent defense.
This is true. This is true. All right. So I mean,
But yeah.
I think that's pretty much all the picks we could have discussed. Let's just sort of wrap up with captaincy this week, Sam, because captaincy is kind of interesting. Yeah.
It's either Palmer or Isak for me.
Mo
Is
Salah
it
one
dangerous?
blank, and he's
We got away with 1 blank. And now we're all confident, like, yeah, I don't need to captain Mo Salah.
I mean, I don't know if you saw that match, Sam, but that was a very generous blank. Is how.
It's weird, right? Because then he has matches where he basically did not do anything the whole game and only score in the last 2 minutes of the game and then, halts. You can predict FPL. But both Palmer and Isak have really good fixtures at home. Salah's away against Brentford, who tend to be better at home. Not saying they're going to beat Liverpool, but you want a high-scoring fixture. It feels like Palmer or Isak might be the way. However, this could be hubris. We could be flying too close to the sun. We got away with it 1 week. Now we're testing our luck. I don't know, Siva. Honestly, 3 good options this week.
I think Cole Palmer for me. Wolves have just been the new manager bounce is already wearing off. Yeah, they're still getting chances going forward, but their attack is, I mean, their defense is just really bad. You can't keep playing Matt Doherty and Jose Sa in 2025. So I think Cole Palmer for me. I think that is the easy fixture. I like Isaac, and Isaac's been so consistent, but Bournemouth doesn't strike me as the sort of fixture where they will roll over. Whereas I think Wolves, yeah, Chelsea have been inconsistent, but Cole Palmer can return against. And of course, Cole Palmer against Wolves kind of started off the season for Chelsea, right? We all remember that big win.
That's true.
That
That's true.
Madueke hat trick
However,
and all that. Yeah.
However, Isak at home. Oh, Newcastle at home. 3 goals against Wolves, 3-0. Previous home game 3-0 against Villa. Previous home game 4-0 against Leicester. Previous home game 3-3 against Liverpool. So at least 3 goals in their past 4 home games. As good as Bournemouth have been this season, I think an Isak captaincy is really tempting, actually. He was my captain, my bus captain until, his injury, and then I got spooked. Moved it to Cole Palmer. Maybe
Okay.
this week.
So let's not do maybe, Sam. Come on, gun to your head. No, commit to someone.
I'm not telling you now, Siva, because I don't want you to copy my team.
I have zero. I'm ahead of you, mate. Why would I want to copy someone behind me?
Because
I can do
that's how you
better.
protect your rank, Siva.
Yeah, I got zero. No, I'm. From here on in, we are going for the top 100. Okay. This is the season where we finally, we've always had like you have a good season, I have a bad season. We take it in turns, right? This time we are both going for that top 10K. We will get there. We will make it to the mountaintop. Okay.
We'll finally show people that we're actually good at FPL.
I'm sure that people wake up each morning wondering about that. So yeah, let's get you to commit, Sam, because I'm putting all my cards on the table. Cole Palmer for me. It's not up for debate.
If you're doing Cole Palmer, I will captain Isak. I will.
Should have known. Should have
As
known.
long as you don't change it last minute, Siva. Because you have a tendency
know.
to do that.
I do.
Commit right now. Say it on the pod, and then you can't change your mind.
No, I don't. I mean, that's not gonna happen. But yeah, I mean, as you say, right? As it stands, right? Palmer and Isak, and I don't think nothing's. What's gonna happen in the next 2 days to change that?
If you captain Palmer, I'll captain Isak. If you captain Isak, I'll captain Palmer. I'll say it right now on the pod, guys. Holding myself to it.
Okay, we'll see. Oh, let us know, who are you gonna captain, right? I mean, I'm curious. I'm because a lot of our friends, even though they're really engaged managers, sort of stuck it on Salah, and I think there was a certain sense of, well, he's just gonna keep returning because Salah hadn't blanked until his last blank was in game week 7. So like what, 13 returns in a row?
I think it's like his third blank this season.
Yeah. So
Which even sounds ridiculous to say out loud,
Yeah. So like you say, we took a bet, it paid off. Do you go double or nothing, or do you just sort of accept your winnings and then just come back home? Because for all Brentford's qualities, right, they're not. I mean, you see who they play in defense, right?
Nathan Collins, come on, man, give him some credit.
Yeah, Nathan Collins, Flecken. I mean, Flecken owners will tell you he's clean sheets few and far between. So yeah, feels like we're tempting fate, but I'm with you so far. I don't think I don't see a universe in which I captain Salah. That much I know.
Agreed.
Okay, so I think very productive. Good.
This could be our Icarus moment, Siva. Let's see how this goes.
Could be. You may never hear from us again. But in the meantime,
get your green arrows, guys, and we will see you next game week, hopefully.
Not hopefully. We will see you.